seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
What's up? Hey, Mr. Joe, can you hear me?
My man, I can hear you loud and clear. Let's do this thing.
All right, guys, guess what? We have a big show lined up. I mean, we got the legend right here on this side of me, Joe Mack right beside me, and he's got his band of badasses joining us. I know we got Matty. I know we got Gabriel. We'll be talking about Jordan Ironman, about his vicious knockout. But what's been going on with Rock Solid?
Man, we've got a lot of things going on. We got the return of Gabriel Freyre on BYB 9, March 12th. We can't announce the opponent yet because I want to respect and honor BYB, Mike Vasquez, and Mel Valenzuela. I want to honor their request to wait to make a big announcement. But we know Gabriel Freyre. We signed the contract 2 weeks ago. So I guess we're just waiting on our opponent to sign. But we've got so many big things going. I'm right now, I've been working for the last week and a half on big news for Mattia Fonda, the Reaper, and Jordan Ironman Mitchell with BYB. Let me just say this. Their future is secure and bright, and we're going to be ready to throw down multiple times over the next few months. And more importantly, coming up right here, BYB 9, Tampa, Florida. You don't want to miss it. I lived in Clearwater for a decade. I've got dozens of friends coming. Gabriel Freyre is originally from Tampa, Florida, the warrior of God, and he's got a boatload of fans. We're going to pack that place out, and we're going to show out. And if you think back at BYB 6 that Gabriel Freyre painted a masterpiece on Nick Villar's head, in all due respect to Nick Villar, even though he talked a lot of smack before the fight, he found out really quickly that he was in over his head. We respect Nick. He apologized for all the smack he talked, but we're going to send an even bigger message in BYB 9. Gabriel Freyre is locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
He's been ready a minute. I mean, he's been ready. I remember I saw him that last time when he came down, and he was so shredded that night. So, I mean, he's so ready right now. I mean, he's probably – I mean, be honest, you got him a bag in his room where he just goes in there at nighttime, just fights it. I know he's got to be ready 24/7.
Oh, he's always ready. And the thing is, we had him fighting after his big victory in BYB 6. BYB 5, we had Jordan Mitchell. We went down there. We fought this guy, Dwayne Crespo, 6'4", 250-pound Marine, Muay Thai coach. And Jordan dismantled that cat in one round in 22 seconds. And then in BYB 6, we came down there with Gabriel. Gabriel painted a Picasso on Nick Villar's face. And he finally, I didn't think he was ever going to go down, man. In boxing and in bare knuckle, we call guys like that, they have square heels. They have a set of whiskers. And this guy was tough as nails, but finally we dropped him twice in the third. They stopped the fight at the beginning of the fourth. They called it a third-round TKO. Then BYB 7, September 11th, 2021. My fighter's a veteran. He was a paratrooper in the United States Army, and we thought this was the perfect opportunity for us to showcase our love for America, come out with the American flags. Unfortunately, Zachary Kelly, who had won on the same card that Gabriel won in BYB 6, Zachary Kelly was our opponent. He was undefeated. We were undefeated. And he took a fight a week before our fight. He took a glove boxing fight, and he got stopped. So he was suspended. We didn't find out until we got down into Miami. And Gabriel was crushed. I was crushed. But, hey, we pick up the pieces. We regroup, we go back to the lab, we start working again, and then we get prepared for the next opportunity. So the next opportunity was BYB 8. And everybody knows what happened there. The debut of Mattia, the Reaper, Fonda. He went in there, and it was a setup. We were supposed to get beat by Alan Arzeno. He was more experienced Muay Thai fighter. This was my guy's first attempt at bare knuckle, and he came through like a champion who looked like Secretariat winning the Triple Crown because he's so brutal, he's so tough. And I tell everybody, you see a guy with cauliflower ear like this, baby, you better fear the ear. You better fear the Reaper. You better fear a guy like Mattia Fonda. And it reminds me of a story where Randy Couture was sitting in a sports bar, right? Some clown sits down next to him, doesn't know who he is. He looks over at Randy Couture's ears. He goes, "Oh, I'd hate to have ears like that, man." And Randy looked at him and said, "Don't worry, boy, you never will."
Let me tell you about those ears, man. I got a good story. I was about 22, 23. My buddy's been wrestling his whole life, jiu-jitsu, and he's an MMA fighter. And I was out with his friends, and we were at a bar. And if you would see them, they had glasses on. You would not think they were fighters, okay? The way they were dressed, you just thought it was just a bunch of just idiots out there goofing off, right? And these muscled up dudes come up, and all my buddies are kind of quiet, and they were like trying to sit at our table, move our table, and I was like, "Hey, man," and they were like, "Guys, y'all got a problem?" I was like, "Look, man," I said, "Look, I don't want to see anything bad happen to y'all tonight." And they said, "Bro, look at us and look at y'all." I said, "Motherfucker, look at that dude's ear right there and look at that dude's ear right there. They will bite you dick off and shove it up your ass and beat your ass right now with it." And they were like, and you should have seen it. Let's be honest. They tested it, and I can tell you right now, I grabbed a guy, I held a guy down, and he didn't want to fight no more. But I watched two of my friends just go crazy.
Tag team their ass.
Yes. Crazy, and like my screen's acting went crazy.
You went sideways on me, bro.
I get. You know what's fucking crazy is I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shout out to. I'm about to go to iPhone, I think, because I bought a Samsung. I got one of their phones, but I bought some camera stuff. And if you connect all your stuff together, even if you took your do not disturb, it just automatically rings on your screen.
Sure does, man. I'm going back to the iPhone. My wife talked me into this fancy Samsung S21 5G, blah, 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 but I'm going back to iPhone.
But yeah, man, Matty, man, I saw him when y'all were in
Mattia Fonda.
What do you want to call? Did we say what were you going to?
His real name is Mattia Fonda, and I dig the fuck out of it. But for branding moving forward, because I've got big plans for this guy in the future, it's going to be Matt Fonda. But Mattia, I dig it because he's Italian. He lived his first 10 years in Italy. And when I was talking with Mattia, and as everyone knows, I'm a boxing historian, and I was like, "Man, I love the Italian fighters." He's like, "There's no Italian fighters." I was like, "Oh, Mattia. Au contraire, mon frère. Rocky Graziano, great middleweight champion, had a trilogy with Tony Zale where they knocked each other out in 3 fights. You've got, of course, one of the greatest Italian fighters of all time, Rocky Marciano.
Hey,
but we also have a history of Tony Canzoneri back in the day. We've got all these great fighters, and the history and the evolution of this sport. That's the great thing about combat sports. It's like a melting pot. It doesn't matter if you're African, if you're American, if you're African-American, if you're Asian, if you're Italian, whatever nationality, race, anything. When we get in there, and especially with bare knuckle, when you get in there, all that goes away and it becomes you against your opponent, and the best man most times wins if you don't leave it to the judges.
I would say, man, his heart, that fight, before we're about to have him, he's about to hop on, but his fight, it started to show off with a bang, man.
Dude, and listen, Alan Arzeno, is that right? Arzeno?
Yeah.
Man, he was no joke. He's a Muay Thai fighter, and he took it and took it and took it. Now, here's what's kind of funny, because Mattia's ears were so full of blood and everything that in the middle of the ring, he was like, "Man, that's beautiful. That was great." Because my guy loves to brawl. And he didn't hear what Alan said to him, but Arzeno said twice. He goes, "What the fuck are you made of, man?" And so Lorraine heard it. I'm half deaf. I barely heard it, but Lorraine's got ears like a bloodhound. And she said, oh, that's what he said. What the fuck are you made of, man? Because he couldn't believe that Mattia kept coming and kept coming and kept coming.
Nobody could.
Matter of
It was
fact,
unreal.
let's bring him on right now, man.
Are you
Let's
ready?
bring him
I was
on.
about to say, let's get the legend on here after that
Let's
fight
get him
right there.
on.
All right, let's hop him. Here he is. After that fight, man, I was just like, oh, shit.
Fight of the night. Fight of the night.
What's going on?
Here's the legend. How's
going
it feel
on,
to
Coach?
start a show off?
Yo.
Man, what's up, man? How did it feel to, as a company to start this, to start the show off with a bang like that? I know Mike was sitting there going, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Because, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I tagged people. I said, y'all need to rewind back on YouTube and check this out and start going forward if you haven't watched this. It was unreal, man. What was it like in there?
Well, I appreciate that, man. Man, my first time ever in that Trigon. What does it feel like in a small little box? It was good, man. To me, going in the ring in general, once that bell rings, man, it's a whole shot off. You think about pretty much how far you come into something and why you're here. And looking at Alan, man, to be honest, I didn't give him enough credit myself at first, and that was bad on my part because the guy's a beast. I like the guy, respect the guy. He came out there and went for a war. But, for me, man, getting hit in the face and the guys who I train with every day, I get hit so hard from these guys, man, that I don't ever, still to this day, anyone I fought hits me harder than the guys that I train with every day. And I just keep going, man. It's just some kind of crazy, awesome feeling to just keep moving forward. It just doesn't stop. It hurts, but it's like you don't feel that after. But I just couldn't stop going forward, man. It was like an awesome energy and nervousness of finally just boxing. No one just has to hold me. No one needs to hold me down on the ground or kick me. No, this kind of MMA stuff. It's just straight brawl. And this is all I wanted was just straight contact with fists, nothing more, nothing less. They asked me to put these little gloves on. I couldn't do it, man. It just put some tape on. Let's go in there and do what we need to do. Nervousness for sure, man. It takes a lot to go in there, but after feeling finally what it's like to get in their ring, I find it like a new home. This is where I want to be. Now I understand what it's like to be in the Trigon, the space, the stuff that I know I need to work on, some definitely things I want to work on. And you know what, man? Props to the guy. Alan was a bad motherfucker, and now I want to see who else is next because I'm going to keep coming forward. I'm not going to step back. I've never been TKO'd or ever knocked out. I would like to have my chance to prove who I am. I came back from a wrestling background, but boxing is where I want to be, man. I love to brawl. I'll brawl all day. Blood, bumps, cuts, ain't going to stop me until you got to at least knock me the fuck out. So
let me just say, man, Mattia Fonda, there's not a 170-pounder right now. Even though we've got one fight, we're going to take it one fight at a time. I'm a very astute manager. I'm a veteran of the sport. I am educated. I've been involved in this game. I started boxing when I was 5 years old, but I got involved in the bare knuckle side of things in '82. And I'm here to tell you that there's not another fighter at 170 pounds like Mattia Fonda. And anybody that they match us up against in the mighty Trigon, you better be ready because my man, the Reaper, is coming to steal your soul.
Amen.
Hey, I just wanted to know, man. So you've done all your glove work and stuff. What was it like after you got that first punch? Was you like, did it feel any different? Did you say, you know what, you know what I'm saying? What was it like?
That's a great question. Actually, man, it's crazy. It wasn't even the first punch. I think it's like between the middle of the first round when you're like really feeling each other out. I think at first we just were kind of swinging out and you have that like crazy adrenaline energy. You're not going to feel anything at first, but when it's gradually really boxing, hitting each other one and out, feeling each other one and out throughout the ring, I started feeling punches, then I started realizing, what can I do to stop getting my left hooks in? He's kidding me with a left hook all the time or a straight jab. So, realistically, it wasn't as bad when you're putting more of your hands up. The defense of like the upper part of your face and like the arms, the elbows, it's so much easier. It hurts. Not, of course, compared to getting hit in your face, but to learn some kind of defense and how the movement is in there, man, it's different. It's definitely way different without gloves, of course, but it gives you more of a mental focus and a wake up to know exactly how hard you want to come in and how hard you want to come out.
And you got to be a good striker. You know, you got gloves on, you got more, you know, you got to be more precise. You want to hit that eye, you got to hit that eye. You know, that's a good striker and toughness, like body shots, man. Like Seth stopped that guy with that liver punch. I mean, a body shot in bare knuckles, vicious, man. That's what I've been telling everybody.
The left hook to the body, when you dig those knuckles all the way in on that floating rib hits your liver and it dumps bile throughout your system. And I don't care how tough you are here, how tough you are here, how tough you are here. When you get hit with a liver shot, there's nothing you can do about it. And a well-placed liver shot, or like Bob Fitzsimmons did, the third heavyweight champion of the world, that only weighed 167 pounds when he won the title, from gentleman Jim Corbett, who was a 6 foot tall, 200-pound man. He caught him with a solar plexus shot. He actually invented that shot. So a lot of times in bare knuckle, the body work gets lost. And y'all just saw a glimpse into the potential of Mattia the Reaper Fonda. And I promise you, this man's such an animal, he's already back training. It's not even been a month since his bloodbath war with Alan Arzino, and we're already prepared for the next.
Yeah, we're healing up.
We're prepared for the next challenge.
We're healing up pretty well
Look
here.
at my boy healing up. Look at this.
Got all this.
How was your knuckles?
Knuckles.
How was your knuckles?
Swollen. Just the same old. I'm telling you, the only thing, you know what's crazy? You think your knuckles would be sore more? My face, of course, was more sore. I feel like, I don't know, man. I just used to more of this. I've trained enough more without gloves, to be honest. Even in training practice, there's not one time coach has not yelled at me about wear hand wraps, wear headgear. I can't do it, man. I can't. It doesn't feel right. I hate wearing headgear. I hate wearing wraps. It's just not for me. But we're healing up great. Ready back in training. We're running, hitting the bag, doing the speed bag. We're doing some pad work. We're great, man. I'm ready back to like 193. I'm going to try to stay around there. I don't want to get too high anymore. I cut down from 200 last time. It's not going to happen. We're going to stick a solid 190, easy 20-pound cut.
Dude, man, I'm really looking forward to this because, think about it. You've never been knocked out. We literally watched you take some and just keep walking right through it. It's got to be a challenge out there. Somebody's got to want to try to knock you out, right, Mr. Joe?
But that's what I want. And it's fucked up as it sounds. Is I want.
You want somebody to knock you out.
I want somebody to knock me the fuck out. So it's like I understand. I've had.
No.
Buddies,
we want somebody to try. Ain't nobody knocking you out, man. Knocking you out would be like going after a bull with a switch. You better have a fucking baseball bat. This guy, Mattia Fonda, the Reaper, Matt, he was built for this shit. He loves it. He's game. And like I said, fear that cauliflower ear, brother. You see a cat with ears like that, you better strap on your seatbelt and know it's going to be a long day. But this is where me as the manager, see, I've got some real warriors on my team. Jordan Ironman Mitchell, he wants every heavyweight. Mattia, the Reaper Fonda, he wants every 170-pounder. And my fighter, Gabriel, Warrior of God Freyre, he wants every 155-pounder. But as a manager, it's my job. We take it one fight at a time. Let me control the tempo of this. And when we're all ready to where we need to be for title shots and stuff, that's where a professional manager like me, Psycho Joe Mack, your favorite mental patient at Rock Solid Combat Sports Management, we make the opportunities. We don't get dictated to how it's going to go. We participate, but we don't come in here to take part. Like Conor McGregor says, we're here to fucking take over.
We're here for a long time, baby, not a short time.
I was setting him up. I was letting you pitch it, Joe. You were setting Gabriel up. I said, we're going to throw him on now.
Gabriel Freyre in the house, Gabriel, Warrior of God Freyre is here, baby.
Hey, Gabriel, man, what's up? We got all kinds. It looks like Joe's just building a bunch of savages, man. What's it like going? I know you got to be ready. You've been training for a minute. Are you ready for this? Tampa, hometown.
Yeah, it's my hometown.
Tell them about Tampa, Gabriel. Tell them about Tampa, baby.
I don't know what I love Tampa.
That's where you're from.
Man. It's just the biggest I don't know, man. It's a great place to be. It's the biggest melting pot in the probably the world, man. It's huge, and the most. I don't even know what to say. You kind of caught me off guard. There's a lot of athleticism there, a lot of athletes there, and growing up playing sports, doing anything down in Tampa, you got to be on your A game, man. Cause it's serious down there. When I was there, it was number one county, the number one area in the country for football, and I think another sport. But anyway, yeah, it's a
Bro, it
great place
still
to be, man.
is.
It's big. There's a lot of talent down there. It's just getting bigger. Tom's now there now with the Bucks. I mean, it's just getting huge, man. It's a huge place, and I can't wait to perform in front of them. I won a title. I won an amateur title in front of them, but I never fought Bare Knuckle in front of them yet. So it's gonna be a good experience.
This is gonna be a big
Not
card too,
prove,
man.
too.
This is gonna be a big card
Big
too,
card.
man. A very big card.
It's a huge card, Cody. And the thing is that we're really frustrated because Gabriel and I were down there on 9/11, September 11th,
Oh yeah.
2021, on the 20th
remember.
anniversary. And our opponent, Zachary Kelly, he won his
Yeah,
fight on the same
Zachariah.
card that Gabriel won his fight at BYB 6, July 16th. And Gabriel painted a masterpiece, a Picasso. Actually, it was definitely some abstract art they painted on Nick Villar's face. And listen, much respect to Nick Villar, because he talked a lot of shit before the fight. Basically told us to fuck off. And, you know, he didn't participate in our interviews. But after the fight, you know you beat a motherfucker's ass when they come over and apologize to you in the ring, or the Trigon, the mighty Trigon. And then he came to our dressing room. So much respect to Nick Villar. But I'm just here to tell you, we're frustrated. Gabriel Freyre,
Yeah, man.
that was a very frustrating opportunity for us because we went down there and we didn't find out until we landed in Miami that Zachary Kelly had taken a fight a week before our fight and got stopped. And so he was disqualified because he was on suspension. So when we got down there, it was very frustrating for us because Gabriel was ready to showcase his talents. But we always found the silver lining. Whenever life gives us chicken shit, we can turn it into chicken salad. Somebody gives us a hog's ear, we can turn it into a silk purse. And that's what we're doing with this opportunity, because now, return of Gabriel Freyre, BYB 9, March 12th, BYB Extreme Fighting Series. If you haven't done it yet, go to YouTube, subscribe to their channel. It's free. You can watch every fight that's been on since the jump with BYB, unlike other promotions like barbecue, Kentucky Fried Chicken, things that you eat. You know what I mean? Things that you eat, it might give you the shits, might not. But BYB Extreme Fighting Series, Mike Vasquez, Mel Valenzuela, everybody involved, DeFear Harris, also known as Da 5000, they're all on board with us. Everything is going big guns. But
Great guys.
Don't miss Gabriel Freyre, March 12th in Tampa at
I gotta watch
BYB
the show,
9.
man.
Because if you think he painted a masterpiece on Nick Villar, we've got an opponent that's bigger, tougher, badder, and we're going to tame that cat, and we're going to do it in spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Gabriel. I remember seeing Gabriel right after y'all got off the plane that night. It looked like he was so ripped and so his abs.
I was ready, man.
His abs were flexing. I was
the most ready. That was very disappointing point in my life because that was the most ready I've ever been ever.
But brother, like I said,
I put all my eggs in that
my man.
I wasn't doing. Oh yeah, I know.
He was in the
I
best
don't
shape
even
of his
think we can
life, and
say
this
who my
guy's
next
always been in
opponent
shape.
is,
This
can
man
we?
played football at Pikeville College. He played rugby for Marshall University. He was a paratrooper. He's been doing martial arts since he was 5 years old, karate, judo, kickboxing, boxing. This is the most athletic guy I've ever had on my roster, and we're going to exploit that athleticism, and we're going to show everybody why Team Rock Solid and fighters like Gabriel Freyre, Mattia Fonda, and Jordan Mitchell, we ain't coming to take part. We're coming to take over. We're going to come in here and we're going to dominate, and we're going to start blasting cats out. And you'll see what we're talking about. We can show you better than we can tell you.
Man, y'all,
Oh, yeah,
look,
I mean, fight, man.
this is going to be good. I mean, Gabriel's going to get. He's got his fight's going to be on this card, and I mean, looking at the card, what's on the card and stuff. There's going to be a lot of eyes. You're going to be able to showcase yourself into not just. There's going to be a massive crowd there, but I feel like this is going to be a big viewing audience. So this is going to be awesome for everybody. A lot of people will get to see who Gabriel is on this card. I feel like.
Yeah, man. They're definitely going to see, man. And I'm bringing a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people there that's going to be cheering for me, man.
I lived in Clearwater for a decade. I met my wife, Lorraine, in 1997 in Sarasota. We've been together 25 years this year, been living together 25 years. It'll be 20 years we've been married in June. And we have so many friends down in the Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete area that are dying to come out and support me, my fighters. They're wanting to come out and support BYB. They know when I get behind something that it's legit. This is not barbecue Kentucky Fried Chicken, baby. This is backyard brawls. This is real bare knuckle fighting. And this is what we're going to do when we start showing up and showing out. 2022 is going to be the year of BYB Extreme Fighting Series and Rock Solid Combat Sports and all of my fighters. Gabriel Freyre, Mattia Fonda, Jordan Mitchell, and we got a couple of other guys joining the party. And as you know, Cody, I'm working with my boy. And he's never really had anybody work with him, Jeff Chiffins. And I've got him cutting weight. I've got him training. And even though he's 2-5, one of the greatest fighters ever in the history of the sport, Henry Armstrong, Homicide Hank, he was a glove boxer. He won, and he's the only man, it's a record that'll never be broken. He held the featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight titles all at the same time, because back then you didn't have to abdicate your throne to move up to the next level. But he did all that while he weighed about 135 pounds. And you know what his record was? And he ended up with 149 wins. But you know what Henry Armstrong's record was after his first 4 professional fights? 1 win, 3 losses. So you're about to see a transition in Jeff Chiffins, because we're bringing Jeff Chiffins in because he's a warrior. He wants to fight. And we want a guy like that on our team. All of my guys, everybody on Rock Solid Combat Sports team, they are athletes. They are warriors, and they're tougher than a burlap sack full of sledgehammers. So if you come to fight my guys, you better pack your breakfast, lunch, and dinner and be prepared for a beating, because we're bringing it every single time we step into the mighty Trigon.
Hey, I'm going to give Chiffins a shout out.
Do you know when they're releasing who I'm fighting, Joe? Or
I'm pretty sure they're coming out with them seemed like they popped out one. I bet they pop them out. I bet. I see the. I'm not gonna say what I think, but I feel like they're gonna put out some stuff. I really feel like it's. I have a feeling like there's a lot of buzz on this card, man. There's a lot of damn.
Lot of buzz. And I'm chomping at the bit to announce Gabriel's fight. Gabriel is fighting. Our contract's been signed for 2 weeks. We're waiting on the okay because I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
No,
I respect Mike. I respect Mel. I respect BYB. I respect their business model. I don't want to steal their thunder, but there's big things coming for Gabriel. Big things coming for Mattia Fonda. Big things coming for Jordan Mitchell. So just get ready for the Warrior of God, the Reaper, and Iron Man, because we're going to be making some noise from 155 to 170 to heavyweight, and then we got a couple of other tricks up our sleeve, because I never sleep. I never sleep. Success never sleeps. Opportunity waits for no one. We don't wait for it to knock on our door. When we see it coming to the door, we snatch the door open, we grab opportunity, we drag it in, kicking and screaming, and we make the most of it every single time. That's how we do it here at Rock Solid.
Hey, look, I know who Gabriel's fighting, and that's going to be a hell of a fight. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait till they announce it. This is a
you know who he is?
Oh, yeah, it's a good fight for you, man.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm not
excited. So y'all don't say nothing. No, I'm really excited.
Look at that. Gabriel, I want to say it so bad.
Look,
he goes by.
K.
I don't like what he goes by, man. I don't like what he goes by.
I do.
Check this
because
out.
guess what? Those guys go down hard. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Hey, I was going to tell y'all this, though. I was going to say, I was going to give a shout out to Chiffin, because a while back I said, "Hey, Mel, name me some fighters you want to talk to." He said, "I'll tell you what. Chiffins. He said that guy right there will fight anybody, anytime, anyway for the right wager. And then after that, I was like, and then at the event, I was talking to somebody. I was in that big suit, the last event, walking around at, at the.
You about suffered a heat stroke, brother.
Listen, I'm about to die. Well, everybody was like, you know what, that Chiffin kid, that Chiffin dude's a tough son of a bitch. And he said, and he said, I just started training. And I was sitting there and I was in the suit and I was like, wait a second, what did he just say? He just started training for the first time, really like going to the gym. And I was like, you've been just showing up to these bare knuckle fights and just getting down,
Showing
working.
Up, he's a roofer climbing off a roof, walking into the Trigon at what he walks around at.
Yeah.
I know.
I can get him to 35. But let me tell you, anybody that's going to fight Jeff Chiffins, don't think you've seen the way he fights, because we're going to change his whole technique.
Oh, so
he's going to be a mauler and a brawler under the blueprint of Mattia Fonda. Now, I've got the best jab in all of bare knuckle fighting, and that's Gabriel Freyre. This guy switches so silky smooth. He's smoother than snot on a silk shirt when he switches lefty and righty. But he peppers these guys with jab, and the jab is super important in bare knuckle. But the most aggressive fighters,
the most important punch
the most aggressive fighters are the ones that come out on top. You're going to see Mattia Fonda. We're just going to fine tune what he's got. We're going to keep that technique because my man Mattia, the Reaper, is a bull, and Jordan Mitchell is the fastest big man in all of bare knuckle, and I possibly say that in all of any type of fighting, because he's deceptively fast. He's an athlete, and we're ready for challenges, but we're going to be smart about it, because when you have a manager that can help manage your career, and we just don't take on the biggest challenges immediately, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we take do our due diligence and take our time, because everybody on my team, our ultimate goal is to be positioned for a title fight. And just like Mike Vasquez said, and I want to bring this up, it's very important. I think it needs to be mentioned. Joe Escoboza, man, the Archangel. I love that guy. I love him. Not happy with what he's chosen to do, to abdicate his 185-pound title with BYB and to go after BKFC, because barbecue Kentucky Fried Chicken, just like Mike said, they can give him a fight just to tarnish him, and one shitty fight, and you start all over again. So I love Jomi. As a matter of fact, Jomi and Gabriel and I shared the same dressing room in Gabriel's debut. We appreciate Jomi. Yeah. I love that guy. I love his right jab and the southpaw stance. But I wish he'd have hung around. But he's a grown man. He's got to make his own decisions. We wish him the best. But BYB is where it's at, man. It's the future. Backyard Brawls Extreme Fighting Series. Mike Vasquez comes from NASCAR. This man likes building things, and he is building a premier organization. We are right now co-promoting with BKB Trademark over in the UK, Jim Freeman Dove. There's other opportunities over there for us to do some co-promoting with them. And I can assure you of this. When my guys show up for a fight, they're going to be on weight. They're going to be on point, and they are going to be ready to throw down.
You know what, Joe? I'm glad you brought that up. I have not came out and spoke on that since all this has happened. And I wanted to make an analogy the way I look at it about this. Look, I'm a huge Jomi fan, and I've been talking to Jomi throughout this whole time and everything. And I feel like
that junior.
Oh, no. Okay. This is how I look at it. Yeah. Okay. This is how I look at it. Y'all go to a car lot, right? You go to a car lot, and when you buy a new car, they say it depreciates the value right when you go in the car lot, right when you pull off, right?
As soon as you drive off the parking lot.
All right. Jomi's a champion going to fight a guy that just got knocked out is depreciating the value of Jomi. Whoever managed that situation, I don't know, in his ear, I feel like it's telling him the wrong thing, because he's saying he's going to get this and he gets a title fight. I'm going to say this right here, point blank. I know 30 fighters that's been waiting for a title shot at Kentucky Fried Chicken. 30 fighters, and they never give them title fights. This was a move, and I'm going to say it right now. David Feldman, you can't. I named 5 fighters the other day to one of your profound people. 5 fighters that you have promoted that I can think of that maybe over 100 people know of. You took Jomi that they built up from. Jomi was in there kicking and stuff back in the day. You want to come and get them because you're mad about Josh and Godbeer. And let's just be honest, Godbeer was promoted way before Kentucky Fried Chicken. Josh was promoted well before Kentucky Fried Chicken. David, why are you doing that? I'm telling you, he's hurting Jomi because I have a better chance of going over there and fighting for that title than he does because they don't want Jomi to fight that title. They're trying to depreciate.
I already know. David Feldman's a fucking hater. He's one of those people thinks he's got to tear down people around him to build them up. I was with BKFC way before it was BKFC. Everybody knows the story on that. I'm actually kind of tired of talking about it. I want to talk about BYB. Fuck barbecue Kentucky Fried Chicken. Fuck Dave Feldman. Fuck those guys. We're going to come in and we're taking over. BYB is the future of bare knuckle fighting, period. And the proof is in the pudding, and everybody will see 2022 is a breakout year for this organization. It's a breakout year for the BYB Brawler Network. It's a breakout year for Gabriel Freyre, for Mattia Fonda, for Jordan Mitchell. We've already made our breakout. Now we're going to build upon that success, and it's also a breakout year for bare knuckle fighting combat sports. And we're going to be bringing, every time we show up, whomever they put in a mighty Trigon with us, they better be ready for a fucking war because we ain't playing around. This is bare knuckle. You don't play bare knuckle. You play basketball, you play football, you play soccer, but you don't play fighting. Not real bare knuckle fighting in the mighty Trigon.
You know, the thing with Jomi, in my respect, I used to live in Florida about 7.5 years ago, and I've heard of Jomi when I started my MMA career for so long.
Can you hear him?
Jomi everywhere, man. And this is when I started 7 years ago. I knew right away who Jomi was. Respect to Jomi. He's a respectful guy, a fighter. He's done a lot to the game with BYB. All I got to say is, good luck to the next. Everybody's got their ups and downs. Everyone's got their deals, and there's respect whatever you want to do. The thing is, I respect Jomi for his decisions. Sometimes they're not the best decisions, but a guy has put a good legacy on BYB. Now he's going to something else. You never know. He might come back. See what happens.
Oh, he'll come back. They always come back. They'll come back.
The guy's a beast, man. I respect him, and good luck on him. And like Joe said too, Team Rock Solid, man. With our guys, the few guys that we have, it's gonna be huge, man. Like I said, just for myself, I gotta say is whoever I fight at 170, all I want is, man, just come after me, because if you're gonna give me that little gap, dude, I'm just gonna be up your ass the whole time. All I want is somebody to show me a different kind of mentality, psychotic mentality that I have in there, just like I do. If you get hit, smile at me, man, because I'm gonna do the same shit. So I'm just ready for it.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you said earlier, I want somebody to knock me out. I've never been knocked out before. I'm thinking, how, as a fighter, if I was fighting you, that'd kind of fuck you up, thinking he's never been knocked out and he really wants to get knocked out. Damn, you know what I'm saying? That's psychological, I love that.
Psychological warfare, we got that in spades, but I'm just going to tell you, Mattia Fonda at 170, we're taking everybody out. And I love everybody at 170. As a matter of fact, it's like when Jordan fought Stephen Townsend. I hate it when we like the guy we're fighting, but I like Stephen. I know. But it's business. It's business. It ain't personal. After the fight, everything's gravy. But before the fight, you're our mortal enemy. We're going to go in there and do to you what you think you're going to do to us. And people underestimate Jordan Mitchell because he's very low key. He's 180 degrees opposite of me. I'm very outspoken, verbose. And I talk more shit than a $2 radio, but I back it up. And Jordan is one of those strong, silent types that he just wants to go in there and throw his hands. And where we catch everybody with Jordan Mitchell is his speed. That guy is so fast for a 260-pound guy.
Fast.
He's got some heavy hands too.
And Mattia Fonda is a fucking bull. You can't stop him. He can take it and dish it out. And then I've got my Michelangelo, Gabriel Freyre, who paints masterpieces with his left or his right jab. But we're going to show a couple of things a little bit different on March 12th that's going to surprise not only our opponent, but everybody at BYB Extreme Fighting Series, Mike Vasquez and Mel. Y'all going to see what we've been in the lab working with, and we're just getting started.
Just getting started for real.
Hey, Mattia, Gabriel, y'all got any shout outs? Got anything y'all want to give out? I know y'all are real busy. Do y'all have any?
Well, I mean, shout outs honestly to one of. I mean, right now, this is a huge thing for me to be a good part of a new management, specifically that I'm getting taken care of with Joe. You know, rock solid management right now. I'm super stoked to really get to a new level, especially with BYB and with Bare Knuckle for pretty much a new set of life skills right here. I want to give a big shout out, one, to Beard Wisconsin. A big buddy of mine does the beard oils here. And the guy's amazing. I mean, I use it myself. You know, I have Rufus Sport up here with Coach Duke and everybody else that train at Rufus Sport. The biggest.
Oh, shit. Really?
Oh,
these guys every day, man,
hey,
give me help.
don't tell
Every
secrets.
fucking day.
What the?
They're insane. And
No wonder, man. I get it now. I get it all now.
Guys I train with, man, like I said, if you want to knock me out, you need to be like one of these guys that I train with every day. Rare.
You should.
The thing is, there's also one more. It's recent. A guy who was very personal to me. His name is Coach Mercedes from AMC Boxing in Milwaukee. Him and Duke are really good buddies. I went over there, man, and it's changed my boxing game, a whole 360. Still a lot more work to do, a lot of holes and gaps to still fill in. But at the end of the day, with these guys and these coaches and my management and the people that I have with me, I don't see me coming out in a loss anytime soon. I don't see anybody that's going to stand in my way. If there is, please come on by. The board is open, man. I'm here.
I love it. That's awesome. Hey, Gabriel, you got any shout outs? That was awesome.
Oh, man. Shout out to God, of course, in Jesus' name. Shout out to Joe. And shout out my coach, Terphouse, and shout out my family. That's it, man. I'm just ready to get it done, man. I'm ready to fight, dude. I'm ready to show my hometown, too. I know I've been gone for a little bit, but that's still my hometown. I'm ready to go paint another masterpiece and bust this boy's ass, man. Oh,
awesome.
I'm gonna look good doing it, so I'm ready.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I know that jab's got to be getting better and better every day, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat. I mean, I watched it. I mean, I was listening to Joe. I was right behind Joe that fight against Nick. Jab. I mean, one time you said if you hit it, Joe. I don't know what you said. Joe was like, if you do a 2-punch combination, you'd knock this fucking ass out in the first round. I don't know what you said. Joe was screaming at you, and I was dying laughing. Like, it was hilarious. It was your jab's nasty, man. It's a good jab.
Well, let me speak from experience, okay? The first time you're in a real bare knuckle fight, I don't give a fuck who you are. You've got anxiety. You've got some concerns, a little bit of fear. And it's just like Customato said, the hero and the coward, they feel exactly the same thing. It's called fight or flight. The hero takes that adrenaline dump and that energy and makes it work for him, where the coward makes that energy and that adrenaline dump work against him. And fear is like a fire. If you have a fire and there's no electricity, you can use a fire in your house and a fireplace to heat your house, to cook food with, to dry your clothes, to use it for lighting, to read with, if you control the fire. But if you let that fire burn out of control, it can burn down your house and burn you down all the way around it. And there's a lot of fighters that don't have the mental aptitude to be able to control that fire. Everybody that's on Rock Solid Combat Sports Management Team has the mentality, has the acumen, and they have the ability to control that fire, to be the hero, not the coward. And we overcome adversity by fighting a way out of it. You're never going to hear us make excuses. We're going to go in there and make our opponents be the ones making excuses while they got their asses fucked up. Because that's what we're here to do. We're not here to play. We're here to fuck up anybody they put in our way. And we are on a massive charge to the top of the bare knuckle food chain. But we are loyal. We're riding with BYB. Period.
Joe, last thing I'll say, Joe, you got to do a Psycho Joe Mack quote of the week at least. You got to give Chachi the quote. Chachi's going to make a picture up and we're going to put it out. You come up with some of the best lines. Like, I don't know how you did it. You went from like this and you turned it into like the greatest promo line ever. You got to start doing the Psycho
That's
Joe.
Joe, man. That's Joe.
I mean, you literally, like, you make it a
the way it is. But I got to be able to flip that switch. But really, here's what we're going to close it out with, guys, right now.
Oh, here it is.
First off, straight from the mouth of BYB, straight from the mouth of Psycho Joe about BYB, and everything about BYB, Backyard Brawls. It stands for what this sport is about. The Trigon is the smallest fighting surface in all of combat sports. And we're going to make glove boxing look like a pillow fight. We're going to make barbecue Kentucky Fried Chicken look like they're fighting in a giant swimming pool. With the mighty Trigon and the BYB Extreme Fighting Series, you have to brawl. You have to fight. You got to have some boxing skills, but at the end of the day, you're going to find yourself brawling. And take it from me, Psycho Joe, your favorite mental patient, we are bringing it every fucking time we step in there, every time we step up. My fighters are ready, prepared, on weight. We're professionals, and we're coming there to take everything that's ours because it's going to belong to ours. And we want it, and we want it so bad. We've got the 3Ds, the drive, the desire, and the determination, and we are not going to be stopped in 2022.
You said it all, my man. Literally.
Joe, oh my God. You got everybody chilled. I was waiting for him to headbutt the camera.
Yes,
I was waiting for him to let's get this thing going. But all right, Joe. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank Matt. I want to thank Gabriel right here. I want to thank Mattia right here. I want to thank Psycho Legendary Joe right here. Jordan Mitchell. Y'all were talking, he's quick. He's quick as anything too. But I'm gonna tell you what, heavy hand Jordan Mitchell. When Jordan hits somebody, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And
power. But both of my guys, all three of my guys, Jordan, Gabriel, and Mattia, they have big punches and they can dish it out and take it. There's a lot of guys in the fight business that can dish it out, but when you hit them, they're staggering around like a drunk sailor on leave. My guys can not only dish it out, we can take it. And if you come to fight us, you better pack your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner, and you better have your personal businesses in order because it's not going to end well for you when the final bell tolls. And we're never going to leave it up to the judges. We're always coming in there to finish our opponent, to win in spectacular fashion, and to send a message to everybody across Bare Knuckle that we're bringing the pain and we're coming for all the championships.
Awesome, guys. Thank y'all for coming on today. This will be uploaded later on this evening. Y'all see a reminder in a little bit. It'll pop up probably in an hour. Pop up for later on this evening. But thank y'all for coming on. And Joe, you got something going, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother. And man, we appreciate you. The BYB Brawler Network, presented by TP Farms. We love BYB Extreme Fighting Series. We love Mike Vasquez. We love Mel, the matchmaker extraordinaire, Valenzuela. We've got all this on lockdown. DeFear Harris, promoter extraordinaire, and we are just getting started. But we're going straight to the top. And the sky ain't the limit. There is no limit. We're going beyond the realms of this universe with our guys, and we're sending messages starting BYB now. We've already sent messages. I mean, my heavyweight's 2-0 with 2 first-round knockouts. My 170-pounder is 1-0 with a second-round TKO because his corner stopped the fight. And then, of course, Gabriel, if we'd have got to fight Zachary, we would have been 2-0, but we're undefeated. And it's just going to keep getting better and better. And we're bringing Jeff Chiffins along. I'm working with him because he deserves a shot because he's tough as nails and he's guts. But rock solid combat sports management, BYB Extreme Fighting Series, Cody Travis and the BYB Brawler Network. Nothing but good vibes, positive energy, and unbelievable combat sports entertainment coming your way. If you haven't already, go to their YouTube channel, subscribe, BYB Extreme Fighting Series. It's free. You can watch all of the fights, and you can see my boys fight. And then you can see us fight again. And you can see us win those titles and championships because we're whooping everybody's ass.
Awesome. Hey, thank y'all for coming on today, man. Awesome. Hey, thank y'all so much, and I'll get this on later on.
Cody.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Awesome. Let me see.
Good job, boys. Good job. Good job, Gabriel.
Hey, Cody.
Okay. I'm about to hop backstage. I got to end it and shout out my sponsors, or I'm going to forget. I about forgot. Hold on one second. All right. Shout out MMAcoin. They're the sponsor of BYB. Let's just be honest. If you check them out, if you're into crypto, if you're not, you need. I seen a real big growth right now. All crypto's waiting for the government. It's a really good thing. I know some good stuff happening with sponsorships of fighters, but also sponsorships of different charities, possibly Ronald McDonald House and things like that. Look at MMAcoin, Terphouse Farmz. Like I said, if you use CBD Delta or anything like that, you need to look and see if it's tested medically by factories or something. Some Terphouse, not Terphouse, but some CBD companies that try to mimic other companies make their stuff in garages and stuff. They're not licensed and anything. You need to look into your stuff. Go to Terphouse, check it out. I use the cream. It works for me. Check it out. Terphouse is great. Full Throttle Magazine. They do real cool stuff. They helped out with the biker, like the charity drive for the toy drive we did at the Brawler Network. You like chicks on bikes, check out the Brawler Network. And last but not least, thank everybody for coming on. BYB is going up to the moon. And I can tell you right now, big things are coming. This card is going to be ridiculous, guys. Stay tuned. I got another interview coming out with a guy from British. I'm not going to say his name. From England. Mr. I'm not going to say his name, but he'll be probably fighting on this card. And we got that special with Scott Burtz recording tonight. That'll be out tomorrow night, more than likely. So be looking for a lot of cool things. And last thing I got to say is fuck all the haters. You're my biggest fans. Thank you for watching me.